We send our resources to be processed in other countries, which means we are importing jobs of our young people. Both of our countries are producers of uranium. Namibia in particular, we are third uranium producers in the world. And there's no reason why we cannot talk about nuclear energy. If other countries in the world are using it, why can't we use it? If other continents have done it, why Africa cannot do so? Asante sana ndugu Rais for the floor. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has clearly summarize our discussions. However, let me, on behalf of our delegation, to thank Your Excellency, Madam President, the government, and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm welcome. Yes, this is my introductory visit after I have been inaugurated as the 5th President of the Republic of Namibia. Your Excellency, I have to thank you sincerely for having found time to attend our 35th independence celebration and to attend my inauguration, and more particularly for you to have accepted to be the guest speaker on that occasion when I was being inaugurated. Looking back to the history of Namibia and Tanzania and what Tanzania has done for Southern Africa and Africa as a whole, to be in the forefront for the struggle for independence by hosting the OAU Liberation Coordinating Committee, a body that had a special task not only to support liberation movements politically, but militarily. I recall very well, as a SWAPO chief representative in East Africa, based in Dar es Salaam, there was no any other entry point for the military hardware of the liberation movements rather than Dar es Salaam. And they all come under the care of the AU Liberation Coordinating Committee. And all these are the plans of the first president of the United Republic of Tanzania, President Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, a person that we will always remember. And with that history, I could not choose any other person than yourself Madam President, to come and be the guest speaker so that you can inspire me and the people of Namibia as I was starting a journey in which you have expertise, having been there longer. And I must say, your statement on my inauguration has been well received in Namibia. It has been discussed and it has inspired us. I'm here today to introduce myself and to learn from your experience and to share experience where you have identified our strengths. As you keep referring that Namibia has gained experience in the area of blue economy, particularly in the management of our fishing industry. Yes, blue economy is something we realized. While the international community is only now waking up and talk about the blue economy, for us in Namibia, if you look at the flag of the SWAPO party, the blue, we have been always defining it as representing our natural resources that are in the Atlantic Ocean. So it's a blue economy, and that's why at the time of our independence, we found that our fishing stock has been depleted because there was fishing uncontrolled. Immediately we put in place policies that has made it possible for our stock to recover. And that's why the fishing industry up to now remains the one of the backbone of our economy. Of course, we had some shocks. The unfortunate happened is known internationally when some scrupulous elements got into our fishing industry, thus creating a dent. However, I want to tell you, with our strong institution and the fishing laws, our industry is recovering very well, and it continues to play its role in our economy. Madam President, I agree we share a common history. We share a common history that made us to be where we are today in this world which is dominated by men, unfortunately. But that's the reality of the situation, and we never felt threatened at all. We remain focused, and we will continue to remain focused because the interest is, what do we do for our people, for our citizens? Yes, we had very good discussions where we have identified the areas of cooperation, and all of them can be summarized in one word or two, that they are aimed to create employment in our respective countries, particularly to our young people who deserve nothing but the best from us. Because we know that once people are employed, they will be able to take care of themselves. And in that way, we are addressing the gap between the haves and the have-nots and eradicate poverty in our countries, thereby ensuring that the peace and stability that we are enjoying today will be sustained. And that's why the areas that we identified are areas that can drive our economies. Agriculture is top in the agenda as it's good for job creation and for food security. And when we talk about agriculture, we talk about it holistically to understand the soil we are having, the seeds that we need, and both the livestock and agronomic. And then we'll be able to comfortably talk about agro-processing, which is very important in the growth of our economy. We talk about mining of value addition. We cannot continue as a country and continent whereby we send our resources to be processed in other countries, which means we are importing jobs of our young people. And that's why value addition and value chain are the things that we have to look seriously, particularly that we produce more or less the same goods. For example, both Namibia and Tanzania are known as cattle countries. You have a lot of cattle here, and we also have ours. We can discuss and see how we can have value chain in those sectors where we are producing the same. If other continents have done it, why Africa cannot do so? We always also agree to share information on ensuring energy, because in the SADC region, there is energy deficit. And we agree to look at all the mixed energy which is available, the well-known conventional energy, the renewable energy, and of course, both of our countries are producers of uranium. Namibia in particular, we are third uranium producers in the world. And there's no reason why we cannot talk about nuclear energy. If other countries in the world are using it, why can't we use it? It's reliable and it's more strong and will enable us to have enough energy in our region. Yes, Madam President, we have agreed that our private sector have to play a role as we are developing trade corridors, like in the case of Namibia, Trans-Kalahari, Trans-Caprivi, and of course Tazara on this side. Who are the people to use them is our business sector. We have agreed we want to see big business activities by the Namibians and Tanzanian business people in our respective countries. Currently, there are small businesses that are going on, which we recognize, but we would want to see at least even one big business by Tanzanian business people in Namibia and vice versa. And then in that way, we know that we are driving our economy in order to serve all our people. Your Excellency, you have really said all what we have discussed. And I just want to confirm, yes, I have agreed. You have agreed when I proposed that very soon I will send our ministers responsible for portrait and the minister responsible for industries to come back so that they can look at the programs that are going on here. And of course, we will also sensitize the Namibian business people to take part in the Sabasaba. It's a very important and very big activities. And for Tanzania, the business is here, the market is here because of the population. So we will sensitize them to come. And it's my hope that something tangible will come out. Madam President, rest be assured of our government's commitment to continue strengthening cooperation between our two countries. Tomorrow, I will be very happy to be among my peers at the University of Dar es Salaam, where I am invited to share my experience. I'm proud of the Dar es Salaam University. It's a university I've been associated with for a long time. For all 6 good years, I served as the chief representative in Dar es Salaam, or in East Africa, based in Dar es Salaam. The Department of Political Science at the University of Dar es Salaam had made it their customs that annually they would want their political science students to be inducted into the struggle of Southern Africa and Africa. And I'm one of those who have been invited to be part of that induction. And I was honored, as mentioned here by the President, that the University of Dar es Salaam found it fit to give me a doctorate degree from that university, which I appreciate, which I'm proud of. And tomorrow, I'll be very happy to share with the students who are there of my experience and also to understand their inspirations and what they are yearning to do moving forward. Let me conclude, because when I'm in Dar es Salaam, I wouldn't want to go anywhere. And this is not a joke. It's a place that is so closer to my heart. It's a place where I was shaped politically, and it's a place I appreciate. My Swahili was good, but remember, over 35 years, not really mingling with the Swahili speaking, you can see the damage it has been made. But now that the Trump University are coordinating by advocating and promoting Swahili in Namibia, in my busy schedule, I might find the time to polish up my Swahili, even if it means maybe getting a tutor who can come to the office just for me to recall my Swahili. Sasa nasema kwa wananchi wa Tanzania, nafurahi sana kwa fika hapa Dar es Salaam. Nyumba yange mikala miaka 6 na wanu wa Tanzania wetukaribisha sana. Twafanya kazi yetu, hakuna matatizo, tuliko kama wandu wa mama umu. Asanteni sana. Next time it will be better.
Asante, tunawashukuru sana viongozi wetu. Asante sana, tunawashukuru viongozi wetu. Na sasa Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, kwa heshima na taadhima, naomba uongozane na mgeni wetu Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Namibia kuelekea katika dhifa maalum ambayo umeiandaa kwa heshima ya mgeni wetu Mheshimiwa Rais wa Namibia. Asanteni sana.